Welcome to Watch of the Week here on Caseback. This is a series of brief reviews and previews of recently introduced timepieces. It's not a commercial, so you will hear my unfiltered reaction, my unfiltered opinion, and our guest in this week is... Most people see the encounter with the shark as a rather unpleasant surprise. A shark is an incredible product of evolution and owns many very sharp teeth. A shark can smell a drop of blood over miles, and that makes him the perfect ocean film monster. 1975, the film Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg, featured a gigantic shark in the main role. The movie was one of the biggest successes of the industry and created an entire genre. One of the main characters, played by Richard Dreyfuss, wore back then an Alsta Nautoscaph Superautomatic, which means we are now in the genre vintage diver. Alsta went south during the quartz crisis but was revived 2014 and presented 2017 the first new watches based on historic models like the Nautoscaph. The Nautoscaph 1 and 2 were equipped with Seiko movements, but now the company presents an upgrade, the Alsta Nautoscaph Superautomatic with a gilt dial and a Selitta movement. So first let's check the basics here. We have a brushed stainless steel case with polished edges, 38mm case diameter. Length lug to lug is 43mm and the lug width is 20. Screw down crown, black dial with artificially aged superluminova. Tapered sword hands, movement is the automatic Selitta SW200 with a date. Anti-reflective mineral glass and the water resistance is 300 meters. It comes on a bracelet called porthole style and the price is around 1,770 euros or 2,150 US dollars. So let's have a look at the design. Sorry for the few images, but availability of this watch is a bit unclear due to the limitation of 100 pieces and I didn't find more information than this. But I think we can see here enough to find some interesting points. First, the case, typical 70s. You have sort of a base plate here, curved, and on that plate sits the bezel. And here you have a standard layout with triangle, minute marker plus hour markers. Like every non-round case, this thing here will have some wrist presence and it will certainly wear bigger than the spec seem. Pretty unique dial also, because it sports coffin indices together with massive sword hands and this gilt effect. Numerals, indices and hands are treated with this artificially aged lume. The logo and the words on the dial are also printed in a gilt tone. And I don't like the date here, to be honest, but we have to see this. People complain about white date wheels and other about black date wheels because the white date wheel is more legible. So dear manufacturers, you cannot do it right. You are without any chance here, and so we can go on. As mentioned, the crystal is mineral, which I find odd because it's the only material which doesn't offer anything special. Sapphire, for example, offers scratch resistance. Plexiglass offers a clear vision and you can polish it very easily at home. On the contrary, with mineral, you can polish only micro scratches away. Touch the doorknob, then you need a new crystal. On their website, Alsta tries to sell us mineral as something special and perfect for this type of watch. But this is hard to believe. On the other side, they don't have to cut costs on every corner, because this watch is expensive. Approximately 1,700 euros or above 2,100 US dollars. This is a lot of money for such a watch. We are here in the region of a used Tudor. Very interesting I find the bracelet, which is something special, which you see very rarely. I could imagine that when somebody wears it without cojones, it can look absolutely terrible and dated, but there's also a big chance that it really stands out and it creates a fresh look. But I can imagine that the watch looks also good on leather. Here, for example, you see Hunter Thompson, embodied by Johnny Depp in the infamous film Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and he sports the Nautoscaph on his strap. So as I see it, very interesting watch, very special, wonderful genre, nice bonds to the history of cinema, really good specifications with a stiff price. What I really love here is the resemblance between original and this watch. And the original, by the way, is a pretty rare piece now. I mean, there are so many temptations to make a reissue more contemporary. For example, blowing up the size to 40mm or use a new font or something like that. But they didn't do this and the result is an extremely convincing piece. I personally don't want to buy this watch new. But even if I wanted, it would be hard because the edition really is limited to 100 pieces. But good news is the normal unlimited Nautoscaph is still available and for roughly 1,000 euros less than this limited version. So despite that this is not a buy, right now the name Alsta is on the radar. Okay, that's all for now. See you next Monday to Watch of the Week here on Caseback.